A lot of men start using their hands to stand up, years before they notice movement becoming more careful. At first, it barely registers. You get up from the couch, and both hands press into your thighs first. Or there's a small rock forward before standing. A short pause before the first step. A moment where the body seems to organize itself first. Not because you're weak. Usually the body is just becoming more cautious during transitions. And once that starts happening, a lot of people slowly begin adapting around instability without realizing it. They turn more carefully, move faster through awkward positions, rely on support a little more often, shift weight unevenly without noticing. The body adapts quietly. Try something with me for a second. Sit near the front of a chair. Cross your arms lightly over your chest. Now stand up slowly without using momentum. Don't try to do it perfectly. Just notice what your body immediately wants to do. Most people notice one side pushing harder, or the body rushing through the middle part. Sometimes the toes grip the floor more than expected. Sometimes there's hesitation before the first step even begins. And standing up is usually one of the first places those patterns start becoming easier to notice. Welcome to MyoSci Lab. We look at the small movement changes people quietly adapt to over time, and how to rebuild steadier movement patterns in practical ways. So let's stay with that standing movement for a minute. This time, don't focus on simply getting up, focus on how the body moves through it. Sit back down again. Now bring your feet back just enough so you can feel pressure through the middle of your feet. Lean forward slightly until your weight moves into the floor. Then, stand slowly. Most people immediately notice the movement feels different. Usually the body does one of two things here. It either rushes through the middle part or shifts hard into one side to avoid feeling unstable. Sometimes the shoulders tighten because the body is searching upward for stability instead of moving smoothly through the hips. A lot of people also hold their breath right at the hardest part of standing. That's common. Over time, standing up often stops feeling like one smooth weight transfer. The movement starts feeling more upper body driven, and the body becomes more careful than automatic. Many movement specialists notice these patterns show up long before people think much about movement confidence changing. Now try the movement one more time, but slower. Feel your feet heavy on the floor. Let pressure move evenly through both legs. And don't rush the moment before fully standing. Most people immediately look steadier. Not stronger, just less guarded. And once the body stops hurrying through transitions, movement often starts feeling smoother in other places too. And you usually notice those same patterns even more once movement involves shifting weight from one side to the other. That's where a lot of people quietly start becoming more cautious without realizing it. Try this. Stand near a counter or kitchen surface. Not to hold yourself up, just so the body knows support is nearby. Now slowly shift most of your weight into one leg. Don't lift the other foot yet, just let one side carry you for a moment. Then slowly shift across. A lot of people immediately notice one side feels less stable. Sometimes the body rushes away from that side quickly. Sometimes the shoulders tighten. Sometimes the standing foot grips the floor hard without realizing it. And a lot of people never fully settle into one leg at all. The body keeps moving before balance ever feels organized. That's common. Over time, the hips and balance system often start trusting single leg support less, so the movement becomes quicker, stiffer, and more cautious. Many movement specialists notice these side-to-side transition patterns tend to change gradually long before people think much about balance confidence. Now try the same shift again, but slower. Let the standing leg settle before moving away from it. Keep the jaw relaxed. Let the foot stay heavy on the floor. Usually by the second or third repetition, the movement already starts looking smoother. Not perfect, just less guarded. And that's often where steadier walking and easier turning begin too. And once weight shifting starts feeling more organized, people usually notice turning feels different too. Especially in tighter spaces, kitchens, bathrooms, getting out of the car, carrying something while changing direction. A lot of people slowly stop rotating through the hips naturally without realizing it. The body starts turning in smaller pieces instead. Try this. Stand beside a counter with one hand lightly touching it. Imagine reaching for a grocery bag beside you. Slowly turn your chest and hips together to one side. Reach the opposite arm gently behind you. Then come back to center. Most people immediately notice one side turns more easily. Sometimes the shoulders rotate, but the hips barely move. Sometimes the feet feel stuck to the floor. Sometimes the body rushes through the turning part instead of settling into it. A lot of people notice that. Now add a little more real-world movement to it. Pick up a light grocery bag or small weight in one hand. Slowly march in place. Nothing exaggerated, just controlled steps. And usually the same patterns show up again. One side feels more organized, the shoulders tense a little, the body leans away from the weight, the standing leg hurries before balance fully settles there. The body is often trying to get through that part quickly. Now try both movements again, but slower. Let the hips participate. Let each foot settle before the next step. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Usually, after a few repetitions, movement already starts looking less stiff. Not dramatic, just steadier, more connected, less guarded. And that often carries into ordinary things like turning through the kitchen or carrying groceries a little more naturally. And usually, the goal isn't to perform these movements perfectly, it's to notice how the body has gradually started organizing them differently over time. Standing up, shifting weight, turning, carrying something while walking. At first, those changes are usually subtle. The body starts rushing through unstable positions, avoiding fully settling into one side, turning in smaller pieces instead of rotating smoothly through the hips, searching for support a little earlier without realizing it. And over time, movement can slowly start feeling more cautious than automatic. The body rarely changes just one movement at a time. When standing up becomes smoother, weight shifting usually starts feeling steadier too. When the body becomes more comfortable settling onto one leg, turning often starts feeling less stiff and guarded. And when movement stays more organized under load, walking usually starts feeling more natural again too. Not dramatic changes, just movement feeling steadier. Less rushed, more connected. And for a lot of people, that's often where movement starts feeling a little more natural again. If these kinds of movement patterns feel familiar to you, there's more of this here at MyoSci Lab.